Good morning everyone. I'm in the very, very pretty little village of Bishop Monkton, which is between Harrogate and Ripon, just off the A61 road, which we'll be crossing before too long. Let's just adjust my bar end mirror. If you haven't got a bar end mirror, a little cat eye bar end mirror, tiny little thing, about 4 centimetres by 4 centimetres, get one, because honestly it's like, you know, without it would be like driving a car without a rear view mirror or a side mirror. I love it, and honestly they're cheap and they're very, very light. I'm not advertising it, I don't get paid, by the way, I'm just saying. Right, let's cross this road. It is a gorgeous midweek day, 2nd of April. The trees are starting to come out into leaf, still daffodils around, and we've got other flowers coming out too, dandelions, and I saw a few daisies the other day. Gorgeous day, not a cloud in the sky. Did you watch my last bike ride video? The one from Monday, where I went to Saltaire and I cycled way over the top down to, well, eventually, after going up and down a lot, down to Oakworth station, where the Railway Children film was filmed, and then I eventually ended up on the canal towpath back to Saltaire. I hope you enjoyed it. Where I am today is completely different, and an example of how Yorkshire has so many different terrains. And where I live in Leeds, really fortunate, because you can go north, south, east, west and get completely different terrains, and it's amazing. So this is quite a short ride, it's about 2.5 hours long. It's what my cycle coach wanted me to do today after doing that hilly ride around Saltaire and the Pennines on Monday. And this is a mix of other rides I've done. And we'll be skirting the Fountains Abbey Studley Royal area. Not actually going through Studley Royal today, but going round it and eventually ending up in Ripon, where we cycle through on a number of occasions. And half of this ride, over half, covers the Way of the Roses cycle route, which runs from Morecambe on the west coast in Lancashire through to Bridlington in the East Riding, or East Yorkshire, on the coast. And we will join that route shortly after the lovely village of Markington. We'll be going past Fountains Abbey, climbing up the hill and heading towards a very pretty little village of Laverton, which will be the northerly point of this route. Then we will come back, again skirting Fountains Abbey and riding into Ripon. Oh, so I lied about the Way of the Roses route, because of course we will deviate from it when we've gone up the hill, up the side of Fountains Abbey to the entrance to the Studley Royal Deer Park. We'll leave the Way of the Roses route there for a bit, and then we'll rejoin it when we come back onto the main road to Ripon later on. Oh, there's a field full of lambs there, lots of lambs. And there's 2 black sheep with little black lambs. Oh, how sweet. How cute. It's lovely to see the lambs. We'll be shortly crossing the old railway line from Harrogate to Ripon, which went on to Bedale, and I think it went on to Thirsk. Such a shame. It was closed by Dr. Beeching back in the 1960s. So we climb a little to go over this sweet little bridge over the old railway. It's a shame it's not a cycle route. Parts of this railway is a cycle route to Ripley. I cycled on part of it in that freezing cold ride I did in winter this year through Knaresborough. So this is the old railway line. This is the branch that cuts off from that line that I cycled along, and this bit is not a cycle path. It would make a lovely cycle path. Make an even better railway though for commuters, because I think Ripon is one of the few English cities without a railway station, well, without a functioning railway station. The railway station building is still there, but it's now apartments. We visited that on one of the rides from last year. I've got loads and loads of cycle ride videos, so please do scroll through them and pick and choose what you fancy watching. The way I tend to watch these is sometimes I turn off the sound and I put on a playlist and I watch them on my indoor trainer during winter and on rainy days. Though you can of course leave the speakers on if you want to hear me rambling on like I'm doing now. We're coming up to the A61, which we will be crossing with care and heading to the village of Markington. Well, that's unusual. Able to just cross it without stopping. So we've still got the daffodils out there. They are looking a bit past their best now. The more shady areas have younger daffodils. Got dandelions already. So far you'll notice an absence of litter at the side of the road, and I hope that remains the case throughout the ride. I made a mistake when I said I'd seen 7 fridge freezers dumped on the ride I did on Monday from Saltaire. It was actually 8 fridge freezers altogether when I edited the video. Oh, there's a bottle there of Iron Brew, so not entirely rubbish free. Makes you mad. Don't get mad. Don't get mad. Just concentrate on the lovely weather. I spent yesterday editing my Saltaire video and publishing it. I cut out a lot of the busy road sections at the start, so those are cropped, and I speeded up the sections where I had to push my bike up very, very steep hills. This shifter is still very, very stiff. It's really annoying. I don't remember it being that stiff when I got the bike, and I've been through 2 shifters since then, and 2 sets of cables. And my bike mechanics looked at the bike as well. He says it's a fault of the Shimano 105 system, but yeah, it might be. But when he upgraded the bike from mechanical disc brakes to hydraulic disc brakes a few years ago, it was okay, and it had a new shifter, a new 105 then. So, I don't know. It's annoying. I have to put all my force onto shifting it, which I shouldn't really have to do. Going down is easy the other way. So if anyone has any thoughts on Shimano 105 shifters, hydraulic cables, let me know. I actually brought my Garmin today because I spent a long time chatting to the bloke on the Garmin website yesterday, trying to fix the pairing problems I've been having. His fix actually worked. It's a real pain in the rear and around the house is fixed, but at least my phone and the Garmin connected. But I forgot to bring the heart rate strap, so couldn't use it really. So I'm recording this on Strava, and then I'll upload the GPX to the Ordnance Survey map, and you can find the link to the route in the description below. And please be sure to like this video, and if you haven't followed me yet, please do subscribe. Seems to be increasing my number of subscribers at a snail's pace, and I'd love to speed it up, because other people who do cycle rides seem to have loads of subscribers, but I don't for some reason. Must be the algorithms. Get that right. This is a very pretty section here by the little stream on the right. Wild garlic's coming out. I love the smell of wild garlic, especially when the weather warms up. It is warmer today though, and I've actually got my summer cycling top on. I've still got the winter bib tights though. We're coming into Markington, which I've cycled through on a number of occasions on various videos. It's a really nice village. It's the entrance to Markington Hall. You can just see it through the trees. We turn right here. You can see we're only 2.25 miles from Fountains Abbey. Markington's got a little shop and it's got a pub. So it's quite a good base for, you know, if you want to come on holiday here. You've got Harrogate just down the road, Fountains Abbey just up the road, beautiful Nidderdale. And you can check out my bike ride maps, do some of these rides. Oh, those daffodils, they're in a shadier position, so they all look pretty good. How lovely. How beautiful. There's a cockerel somewhere making a bit of a noise. I think Markington has a campsite as well, which is very handy for this pub. caravan park. Right, we turn right here. Well, Fountains Abbey was 2.25 back there. It's 2.5 here, but I think that's because this may be a slightly longer route. But I'm just skirting Fountains Abbey, as you will see. Oh, over the little stream. I love this area, and it's good for a shortish ride with a few climbs, but nothing terribly demanding. But it does have a few climbs. This little church, it's got a sort of pinkish stone, which is a bit unusual for this area. More daffodils. The vicarage, that must be the old vicarage here. Victorian vicarage is always huge, presumably for the number of kids and servants. My grandparents used to live in a massive Victorian house, which has servants' rooms upstairs. They still have the little servant bells. Back in the day when we used to go and stay there. I did some research and I found that when the house was built, for the first 20 odd years of its life, it wasn't a huge family that lived there. It was just one old woman, a widow, with lots of servants and a companion. Old ladies often had companions, single women who probably had the choice of either being a governess or a companion. Like on the film Rebecca, where the heroine is a companion, and that's where she meets, what's he called, Mr. De Winter. Must have been a miserable existence. There's a big sort of house up there, which I'm not entirely sure what it is now. I think it's something to do with horses. Get a lot of horse riding around here. They seem to have built a new car park or something since I was last here. I hope you can hear the birds song. When we get to the junction, we'll be joining the Way of the Roses cycle route. I was going to go into Lancashire today, but I'll save that for another day. Forest of Bowland. Oh, some more clouds in the sky now. I hope they're only temporary. We go right here, joining the Way of the Roses route as we head towards Fountains Abbey. You can tell it's the Way of the Roses because it's got a red rose and a white rose on the sign. Red rose, of course, for Lancashire, and white rose, of course, for Yorkshire. There's a little chapel type thing up on the hill. I read something about that after another ride around here, but I can't remember what it said. I think it's definitely not open. I don't think. I'm glad I wore my summer cycling jersey. It's quite warm. Look at all these flowers. Beautiful. I don't think they're dandelions. Not sure what they are. Dandelions have more petals, don't they? And bluebells. And a drinks can. And a plastic bottle coming up. I'm still on the winter tyres, I haven't changed them for the summer tyres yet. These are the Schwabe tyres. Oh, we have got a bit of rubbish here. Fast food stuff. Oh God, it makes me so cross. Look, McDonald's, what a surprise. See that little chapel quite clearly up there, if that's what it is. we're doing a climb up to the top of the hill above Fountains Abbey. It's quite a doable climb. A few years ago I found it really hard to do, but I must have got fitter in my old age. We'll be following the Way of the Roses sign until we get to the entrance to the top car park by the visitor centre at Fountains Abbey, which we bypass. Yeah, little chapel's all bricked up. I shall Google it and put the information on the screen for you. Can you see it up there? All boarded up, all bricked up. So soon we'll be getting lovely views across the Fountains Abbey estate. If you're cycling, you won't be able to see it on the camera, but you can see the spire of Studley Royal Church, which is by William Burgess, Victorian Gothic architect, and you'll see the tower of Fountains Abbey soon, and also Fountains Hall, which is a Jacobean mansion that was built from the stones of Fountains Abbey after the dissolution of the monasteries. Happened in a lot of places, didn't it? A lot of stately homes were built out of the stones or built into what would have been gatehouses and things. Pointed out excuse me, that hall at Bolton Abbey in my ride last year, if you remember. There's also a kind of permanent travellers site, which I assume will still be there. It's been there for decades. That's the Fountains Abbey tower straight ahead, which is in a dip. Fountains Abbey's in a dip by the river. Here's that site I mentioned. We've even got chickens. So now the leaves haven't come out totally, so you can see Fountains Abbey tower quite clearly. The tower was the last thing to be built in the Abbey before it was dissolved. And there's Fountains Hall straight ahead. It's all owned by the National Trust now. And you get Studley Royal thrown in as well with its amazing Georgian 18th century water gardens. All sorts of things. It's a lovely day out. You can cycle through Studley Royal, not through the National Trust section, not through the water garden, but you'll have seen it on a lot of my bike ride videos, but we're not doing that today, we're skirting it. And here we're passing part of the old Abbey wall. Because Fountains Abbey was really big in its day, and it owned loads of other monasteries, including, I think, Kirkstall Abbey in Leeds. So we swing to the right here, and then we swing to the left over the little river and climb up to where the entrance to the visitors centre is, where you can park if you come to Fountains Abbey. There is a lower car park for the disabled here, and a few other parking spaces if you can get in. There. You can see a lot more when the leaves are off the trees, can't you? I see Fountains Hall quite clearly on the right. In fact, if I go to this gate, that hill relatively easy after what I was doing on Monday. We leave the Way of the Roses here and go straight ahead. We'll join it later as we head into Ripon, and then we'll join it all the way back to Bishop Monkton. So if you're visiting Fountains Abbey, you want to be turning right there and parking at the Visitors Centre. We'll now be making our way via, I think it's Winksley, to Laverton. which I assume is pronounced Laverton, not Laverton. Please correct me if you know. See the spire of Studley Royal Church and the obelisk before it over there. If you do visit Fountains Abbey, go and have a look at the church inside because it's amazing. They've restored it back to the original interior that William Burgess created. He was into depictions of animals and wildlife in his designs, and of course he's famous for Cardiff Castle, which the interior and some of the exterior of which he worked with, was it the Earl of Bute? I know they both had syphilis. That's just by the by, fun fact. I'm sure you didn't want to know that. Marquis of Bute, not the Earl, I think. We're still climbing very gradually here, it's no big deal. Hello. Costa cup and its lid. A sandwich wrapper. Can of Coke and another Perrier bottle. Somebody's obviously had their lunch bit by bit and just chucks the wrappers out as and when, like you do or not do. But I still think the North Nottinghamshire ride, they get the prize for the most rubbish. This is the third Perrier bottle I've seen. The Pennines above Saltaire came in quite close behind, I think, in terms of rubbish, in terms of North Nottinghamshire, especially with the 8 fridge freezers. Hello. bonkers thing is, there's a bin there. Next we're heading to Winksley. Right over there, you probably can't see it, it's the beginnings of the North York Moors, and I think you can actually see the White Horse Hill figure, which we've passed a number of times. And this year I'm going to attempt that, what's it called, Snack Yates Bank, which I nearly did a couple of years ago, but the middle bit is as vertical as those lanes on Monday's ride in the Pennines, and I don't think it's possible to cycle up it unless you're a professional. So even pushing your bike up like those lanes, it hurts the back of your legs and your calves. But I'll be cycling all over the place with any luck this year, and we'll have numerous cycling videos, hopefully, for you to enjoy. And please subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and like my video. Would really help. Now here we're kind of going, I think we go left and then straight right. Yes, we do. So goes down a little lane. It shall take us to Winksley. pretty sure we keep on going. Oh, it's more of a little river. I think that might be the River Laver, I don't know. So, a bit of a climb here. We'll be crossing that later on when we head down from Galphay. Primroses, how pretty. Oh, these flowers are so pretty. Hawthorn blossoms beginning to come out. As if apologising for the number of punctures its thorns have caused cyclists in the autumn previously. Winksley coming up. I could go down there, but I think I'll go next left. They all lead to the same place. Church. I'd hazard a guess and say that's Victorian. Just has that look about it. Might be wrong. So we'll turn left here. Look at this pretty little bridge. Oh, some little lambs in the field. Not many, but a few. We turn right here. And then shortly we turn left. Wind's getting up a bit now. This always means I've got to do wind removal on the video editing software, which is a pain. I've said before that left here, that you have to edit each individual 17-minute clip that has wind in it, and it takes a good few minutes for each clip for it to go through the wind removal, and just sit and twiddle your thumbs while that's happening. You can't do anything else. Or you go away and do something else on the computer, or bake bread or whatever. I baked bread yesterday. I baked honey and sunflower seed bread, 2 loaves, and made some Easter biscuits, which are rather nice. I baked the homemade Cornish pasties I'd constructed a few weeks ago and have been in the freezer for tea, and I've got the rest of it for lunch in a moment when we get to Laverton. And we'll get to Laverton very shortly. We'll be turning right. This road goes all the way to Pateley Bridge. I've cycled parts of it on a few occasions. Hello. We turn off here to Laverton. Pretty river. Not too far from Massam here. Pretty river again. I don't know if it's the same river. This little village. It's got one of those benches that they've got in Massam. Friendship bench. Here. Oh, a happy bench. That's it, a happy bench, not a friendship bench. Sit here if you don't mind someone stopping by and saying hi. Let's spread some love, people. Nobody needs to feel lonely. Oh, so sweet. They've got a defibrillator, that's it, in the phone box. My husband learned how to use one of them on a first aid course earlier this week. Restored in celebration of Queen Elizabeth II Diamond Jubilee 2012. I bet it doesn't still work though. The village pump. These daffodils haven't even come out yet. I think it must be because it's quite shaded here. Hello, little dog. Bumblebee. Spring has really arrived. Galphay is right. I think this is where we join the routes from Massam that I've done before. From Kirby Malzard up there. So I've done this a few times. It's generally easy going apart from one climb after we cross the river beyond Galphay, and I think we climb up into Galphay if I am not mistaken. Hello. I think this is where we turn off and climb up into Galphay. I think. No. Yes. Someone turned the signs round. windy. Coming into Galphay. It's a pretty village, and there's a pub here as well. Oh, jams or chutneys it looks like for sale. Again, I said before I don't carry cash, so I can't buy anything. Or carry it, most of the point. We will be heading downhill now to cross the river, and then there's a climb at the other side. But I think then that's about it for climbs. So we're heading down to the river crossing and then the hill at the other side. This is the same river we crossed when we came out, and we had that climb up to Winksley. More wild garlic. I love wild garlic. Bugs everywhere. We will soon be joining the road into Ripon. And then it's quite easy going from here onwards. Yeah, when we meet the road into Ripon, just down here, that's where we rejoin the Way of the Roses route. And the Way of the Roses comes down there from Studley Royal, Fountains Abbey. And we turn left into Ripon. We'll be going right at the roundabout, just over the bridge. see Ripon Cathedral ahead. Hopefully you can see Ripon Cathedral right ahead. Oh my, I've got a big Ferris wheel, or part of one.
They'll probably have restrictions on it, won't they? Yeah, and so it was basically get someone far away, but they would have to be in combination for them to obviously do it. Or get the one person who so mums and dad will be.
Can you see the golden horn on top of the obelisk? I think they still do the tradition of every night at 9 o'clock the wakeman comes with blows his horn on the four corners of the marketplace. So elegant, isn't it? Beautiful cathedral. Yeah, I checked back on my other videos about the Dean of Ripon Cathedral who nicked the bell of the little church down the road to sell to pay for his drinking habits. And replaced the bell in the little church down the road with a wooden bell. It's not a recent thing, obviously. And then shortly left, and we'll be crossing the A61 on foot probably. Before joining the little lane into Littlethorpe, where we meet what would have been the old railway line again. What was the railway line? It's before the A61. This would have been a continuous lane all the way into Littlethorpe. Well, the lane on the left up there, which is where we're going. unusual. No traffic. Well, that was an unusually easy crossing. So we head into Littlethorpe. I've pointed out the path of the old railway on numerous occasions, but I'll point it out again for you if you haven't seen my other videos. It would have come in here from Ripon station, building houses now there. So it's been kind of derelict for a while, this has. The railway came in there, along here. And then just to the right of those daffodils it would have headed across country, and we will be going under bridges, a couple of bridges, before we get back to Bishop Monkton. So that's where it would have gone, the railway. And the old station was about here, and there were level crossing gates there. Hello. We turn right here. That's a sweet little church. This has been a consistently terrible road surface here over the years. 10 years at least since I started cycling in this area. Just that bit. The railway ran on an embankment all along there, and we'll be going underneath it twice in a moment. Blimey, so truck has shed a lot of you-know-what on the road. Glad I wasn't behind that. All this, it was a wet day. It was once both, where I was cycling in North Devon behind a truck churning out loads of SHIT, and on a very wet day, very muddy underfoot, well, under tyres, should I say, and my bike was covered in it. What fun! Yeah, I'm still planning to go to North Devon if I can get a cheap cottage, and if the weather's nice I'll book right at the 11th hour, sometime after Easter. Take my bike, of course. I'm just about to go under the railway. Beautifully made bridge. What a shame. I mean, the stonework is amazingly good. I think we were famous for building really good, really robust stone railway bridges and tunnels. I think we went on to build a number overseas for their railways. It's also on a slant, which must have been quite difficult. Well, actually it's not on a slant, the road's on a slant, it isn't. But beautifully constructed. Then we swing round and go under it again. We turn left at this junction. Sheer workmanship that goes into those extended bridges. Gosh. As you might be able to hear, my big chain ring is a bit cranky. It's been cranky for a while now. So I've got the cranky big train ring, I've got the really stiff shifter, and my bike guy doesn't seem to be able to fix it, so I don't know what to do about it. Whether taking it anywhere else would make any difference. Should I even be thinking about a new bike, maybe? Because I've had this one for 5, 6, 7 years now. That's quite a long time. Spent a lot of money on it though. And I do like it, apart from its little quirks like the shifter and the cranky chainring. So we're just coming back into Bishop Monkton, which is where we started. It's expanded a little this way since they built all those new houses. They are quite sympathetically built though, aren't they? So as we head towards the main street where my car's parked, just like to say thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Please, please do. And I'll catch up with you next time.